Yeah, so again, we always touch on these ones here. So health, wellness. So we got sleep, nutrition, exercise, sunlight, social connection, and autonomy. Hey, everyone do this every day? Everyone sleep?
Sort of.
Sort of. What do you mean by sort of?
Well, yes, I sleep, but I get broken up sleep sometimes.
Broken up, okay. Do you know what's causing broken up sleep?
Well, right now it's my cat. But
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough.
I usually am a very deep sleeper. I just sometimes don't go to sleep for a proper amount of time. And I do have a cat and 7-year-old that kind of likes to bug me.
Yeah, kind of interrupt that. Okay. Yeah, I know. Makes sense. Yeah. Again, yeah, those things are, again, usually either making like
Adjustments.
Yeah. For that, like, normally a very common one would be looking at like a screen at nighttime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, again, limiting that or eliminating it at least like an hour or 2 hours before, or having like a blue light filter.
Yeah.
Because that you can automatically set that up on your phone where you have a blue light filter, and then at nighttime it automatically turns off blue light. Every phone has that.
Yeah, okay. I think I have that set up.
Yeah, so it's like a eye reduction or eye stress reduction or something like that. So it'll automatically kind of turn on.
I used to do the TV before bed, but I don't know if they have that option on TVs.
These days, I think they do actually.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, if you take like sometimes it's like a dynamic color.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go down it you have one that's kind of a warm color.
Okay.
But it won't turn on automatically, I don't think, unless they got really smart.
No, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
I never thought about the TV. I like the TV.
Because there's probably maybe even an app that you can get on your TV that do that.
Yeah.
These days, like with the smart TV.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look that up. That's a good question, man. They actually even sell glasses that you can put on.
Yeah. I've seen advertisements for that.
Yeah, to like eliminate the blue light. Like it's just, you don't see it. It's
Yeah.
just kind of cool. So just limiting, in that case, like limiting the amount of TV that you watch like an hour before, right?
Yeah.
Like trying to decompress, so just turn off the devices like an hour before bed.
Yeah.
Usually helps as well. And then your charger too, keep the charger like away from your head. Because it interrupts your like the EMF, interrupts your melatonin. So your body kind of stops producing melatonin with a lot of EMF. Electromagnetic fields, just like that. Yes, and then so nutrition, right? Nutrition is super important. Make sure that you're having enough food through the day. We'll talk about that actually a lot today. Because if you're not having enough food through the day, you're going to crave a lot of food at nighttime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
Eat more, lose more. Exercise. Exercise is really important, again, for sleep, for cravings as well, actually. So it does actually help to minimize cravings because it just helps to balance out all the chemicals in your brain. So you usually want to eat healthier when you work out, right? It usually goes hand in hand. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're, so if you're exercising, your body wants the nutrition because it wants the vitamins, minerals, because it needs to use that to repair the body, as well as I just did a workout. I don't want big chips. Also has something to do with it, right? So it's like, okay, well, I just did this hard workout.
Yeah.
Why would I go and eat a bag of chips, right? Yeah, because your body just wants to feel good, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes hand in hand. Sunlight, super important, vitamin D, and just awesome warmth. Especially these days, right? So today's not a good example because it's raining, but it's really good. It's really important to have the vitamin D. So if you don't have vitamin D, actually, a lot of the time, it feels like the lows in the winter, right? It feels a lot of like depression or like the low in winter. That's usually caused by not enough vitamin D because it lowers your immune system. So your immune system then can't fight. That's why a lot of people get sick in the winter because you don't have that sunlight, and you really can't unless you had like a solarium or if you had a place to go that would kind of give you vitamin D. Because again, if you're fully covered and then you can only get vitamin D through your eyes, you're gonna stay out. Stare at the sun. Not a good idea. Don't stare at the sun. Social connection, very important. So that's your oxytocin in your brain. So social connection, not necessarily texting or video calls, like actual real people, right? in the midst of it, yeah, it's huge, right?
Yeah,
just talking,
again,
body language, right? Chemicals, hormones, everything too. It's not like if you're even on a video call, right? You're not getting you get the body language, but you don't get the in-person
No.
talking, right? Like you don't have, there's a lot of things there that you're not getting. But it is better than say it's on the phone or text. So the text, phone, video call, it's good. And then in person would be even better. And then autonomy. So autonomy is taking care of yourself, right? So like cooking for yourself. And one thing that I explained before is when you're born, you're given someone to take care of. That someone's you, right? So for instance, like same thing. Like if you're born or like someone hands you a baby, you're going to take care of that baby better than you take care of yourself most of the time, right? So you need to look at yourself like a person you're taking care of, right? So I mean, a lot of people, even if they live alone, I come into contact with a lot of people who are just like, oh, I'm not going to cook anything. It's just me. Right? So I'm just going to have a snack. Right? But like, no, you should cook for yourself, right? That's a very important thing, right? You should cook for yourself the best you've ever cooked, right? Like you should take care of you, right? Selfishness is good.
In this case, for sure.
Yes, yeah. But selfishness, I think, has a really bad rap.
Yes.
Some people were like, oh no, it can't be selfish. No, you shouldn't tell people what you want. You should do things that you want to do, right? Because again, if you don't take care of yourself, it's hard to take care of others.
Yeah, but that's not how women feel, you know.
The nurturing side of it.
You know, brought up to be caretakers, and you forget yourself along the way.
Yes.
So
it's
true.
Happens,
We have to switch our thinking.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to use the analogy of like, if you're on a plane, they always say, put your mask on before assisting others.
Absolutely.
Same in life. Like if you can't take care of yourself, you're gonna get to a point where you can't take care of others.
Yeah.
You're gonna burn out. You're gonna
That's true.
keep pushing things under the rug. The rug's gonna explode. You know what I mean? So we're talking about these things and taking care of yourself is very important. So that's autonomy. All right. So first we asked why. Why do we pray, right? I'll end up with you. I'm going to explain in a second. So again, am I eating out of boredom? Right, that's very common these days. Everything is automated.
Yeah.
Right, so you don't have to go and grow your own food. You don't have to take care of wildlife or any of those things, right? So these days you have so much extra time, but really humans are not supposed to have this much extra time.
No.
You know what I mean? Like you need to have struggle in your life.
Yeah.
So if you have stress is a very good thing. Under stress, you become strong, right? If you stress your muscles, you become strong. If you have stress in life, like a hard life, makes it so that you have, that you're a strong person, right? So if you have things that kind of, again, stress you out, obviously not to an extent where you kind of going crazy, right? But you need some sort of stress all the time. And that's healthy, right? If you don't have stress, if you have no stress at all, or if you don't have any struggles, you're going to have boredom, right? Boredom, I would say, is worse, right? It's like for humans, right? A bored human is not a good thing, right? Because you need to, again, if you're sitting down for long or you're relaxing for a long time, right? It's not good. You need purpose, right? Humans need purpose. If you have no purpose, then you have a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, right? So that's what you're seeing these days. A lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, right? A lot of mental health issues because people don't know what to do. Right? I think it actually mostly derives from boredom. It boils down to not having a purpose, right? Like if you had, if you were going outside, say for instance a farm, right? So if you had to cook all your own food and you had to take care of animals and you had to do this and this, there is no time to be bored, right? There's no time for TV. There's no time. Plus you're outside, you're getting your vitamin D, you're getting your exercise, you're getting your nutrients because everything is natural that you're growing and that you're cooking, right? So we were doing things really well before, and then it kind of turned everything into automatic. Yeah. So again, putting that stress on really does help quite a bit. Like for instance, whenever I go to a store, I try to park with like the farthest away. So then I just walk a little bit more, get a little bit more steps. And then you have nobody parking next to you. There's no chance of someone hitting your car.
That's right. Yes, I like that.
I know.
Yeah.
I have lots of dots in my car, so yeah, that works.
Yeah, it works really well, yeah. Whenever I go to the airport, doesn't matter how tired I am, I always take the stairs. I'm the only one who takes the stairs. Whenever I'm going, I have like a luggage and like a backpack. Right? Even when I went on my trip now, I have like a really heavy backpack, like 60 pounds, and then a carry-on. But I was going up and down stairs, even with like no sleep for 36 hours. Right? So that is really important.
Willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take it.
Yeah, but I find it helps quite a bit, right? Especially sitting on the plane or something for a long time. Going for a walk around the airport or walking up the stairs, right? Really just does help to pump the blood and everything. So it's just those small little stuff in life, right? Just try and make your life a little harder.
Yeah.
It's the best way to say yeah. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
more challenges,
Yeah.
more just by being thoughtful
yeah.
of your moving
100%.
mobility.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Even like TV, right? One thing that I like to do instead of, again, having TV sometimes, if you go for like a walk or even go sit in the mall and just watch people, right? That's fun. Like people watching,
Yeah,
like
it's-
everyone does
That's the
that.
best thing.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing, but again, you have that oxytocin because it's real people. You're in an
Yeah, it's
environment.
probably
you
better
have-
than TV in some
much
ways
better,
because it's not the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at those colors and stuff in the screen, right? Really, especially like a lot of shows these days is just
Stimulation. It's overstimulation.
it's overstimulation. Yeah. If you're scrolling on Facebook, that's overstimulation. You'll be tired, and that actually does lead to craving. But your brain, you exhaust your brain because you're trying to release so much dopamine through these videos. Because it's a funny video, it's this, it's that, and that. So what I've done with my phone is I put it on black and white, like a grayscale, so that if you even go and try to watch a video, you won't stay with the videos. You'll get bored of it quicker because there's a lot less colors and stuff coming at your brain.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Learning a lot.
And you could actually, like, for instance,
Oh,
just to show you here, right? So it's just like that. So a Samsung phone, if I press this, it just goes into gray. So you can turn it off and turn it on whenever you want.
yeah.
Black and white's the best TV.
Yeah.
Like I love black
Honestly-
and white movies. Oh,
Yeah, because black and white, it
Yeah.
doesn't overstimulate the brain, right?
Yeah, I know.
I want
Right.
to see what you did there.
Yeah, even the watch and stuff that I do
It's
as well. So, yeah, if you go into like your settings, it just looks a lot less.
Shield.
I don't know how you do that.
If you go into settings and then if you go into accessibility,
Do you have,
Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Do you have
Accessibility. Okay.
what phone do you have?
I have Samsung.
Samsung, yeah. So you just accessibility here.
On your settings.
Yeah, you click that, and then you just go to vision enhancements.
Okay.
You
Oh,
can do this.
neat.
Then you can just change what you want, and then anyway, there's an option here where you can put it right here, so you can go color or non-color.
Okay.
I'll try that.
Anyway, it's really good because like even if you're looking at a video or something, you'll get bored of that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Yeah.
yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
And you don't get tired. You don't get like
As much.
Yeah.
again, if you're scrolling on Facebook or social media, your brain gets tired, right? You get very tired. Your dopamine level drops, and then your body uses what? Food. Right? To bring your dopamine level back up.
Yeah.
Facebook is something I have a hard time with because I constantly want to go to it, even though I delete the app and then I'll want something and then I'll put it back on, and you never can. It's so easy to get back. So
Yes, because so they've designed it to be.
I know,
Addictive.
Yeah,
and I
they
am
want you
that
to
person.
stay on it as
Yeah.
much as you want, right? You get notifications that there is no notification. So
Yes.
you always constantly have notifications,
Yeah,
like pointless notifications, like, hey, this person posted this.
Who
It has
cares?
nothing to do with you.
yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes. So it's hard to get off that stuff. But again, other things would be like reading a book is good as well because it's black and white. It's real
Yeah.
paper and stuff.
Okay.
So before bedtime, reading a book actually helps a lot for sleep. Again, going off that too, like highly restrictive sugars or fats, that definitely will lead to craving. And I'll explain that. Why is like how is the sleep? Right? What am I craving? That's a really important one. What are you craving? Because that actually can tell you things that you're missing from your diet. If you're always craving like dark chocolate or something, you could be missing iron from where you have, right? It could lead to something that your body is not getting. When is the last time that I ate? Super important. How's my stress level? Because again, if you have cortisol levels, your body wants to reduce that. We reduce that with dopamine. Whether that be if you're stressed, you go to Facebook, stressed, you go and watch a movie, you eat something. All of those are just triggers for dopamine, right? So your body wants to feel a good feeling. Feel a good feeling could be dopamine, right? Yes. All right. So, yes, this picture here I was going to show you. So, yeah, one thing too, if you have cravings, like if you have cravings for cookies, don't eat a salad. You know what I mean? You're gonna still have the craving, right? So you need to kind of match the craving with like a healthier option of that, right?
Okay.
A healthier cookie or like a dark chocolate or something that's sweet, like a date or something like that, that's going to be very similar to what you're craving, right? If you have a cookie because you're craving the sugar, the salad will not get you there.
I've tried that and it does work. Like
For
I
what?
said, with a date,
Yeah.
with a cookie. Usually I don't have cookies anymore.
Yes, it will work.
Gross.
Yeah, because you're
Dates.
craving the sugar. You got to know
Yeah.
what you're craving, right?
Yeah.
Again, why am I craving that? Okay, I want chips. Why? Okay, I like the crunch. I like the salt.
Mm.
Okay, so then you can make like glazed carrots. Right? So the carrots would have that crunch to it, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil, and then you have carrots instead, right? Or any other thing,
Yeah.
right? So you can have like a puffed, I don't know, like popcorn chips or even like a rice cake, right? They're really good actually. Rice cake from Lunenburg, and they're like little small ones, but they have cinnamon and a little bit of like brown sugar or something on it. Those ones, yeah, they're quite healthy. So those ones are really good because they kind of taste like apples, like apple pie.
Yes, I've had those before.
Yeah.
The Superstore, I've seen those.
Yep. Yeah, so those are really good. Anything puffed like that, the amount of calories it has per like even bag is extremely cut compared to like a potato chip. Like a potato chip, the full bag, quite a big bag, is like 2,000 calories. Where the other one would be like maybe 1,700 right, calories around there. So
And I
just
watched-
then you're reducing by like half.
And
It's
I
like-
watched a show about potato chips, and they don't even make it out of real potatoes anymore. Sometimes, yeah, like you'd think it'd be a slice of potatoes that
Yeah.
they're cutting. No, it's like they're processing a mixture together and like kind of making it like a, I don't know,
Like
a
instant
bologna
potato
sandwich.
flakes?
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
oh,
Like you,
okay.
and then they cut it
Oh,
up.
like they do with Pringles.
Yeah,
They-
so Pringles is probably not a real potato.
Yeah, so Pringles,
potato.
the only thing that they have from potato is potato starch. So
Right.
for instance, if the potato starch too is the calories that comes from a potato.
Yeah.
Right. So for instance,
But
if
they
you
take
have
the whole.
what?
They probably take out the whole food, like the
Yeah.
potato.
They just take the starch, right? Which is a little bit of starch, say, in each potato. So one of those chips has the equivalent of, say, like 3 potatoes worth of energy. Because you take away everything else, you leave the starch. Say, like a potato's this big, right? You get maybe that much starch out of it.
Yeah.
Then you need like 3 of those starches to make one chip. It's like 3 potatoes worth of energy in one chip.
Right. So you
You know what
have
I mean?
no nutritional value in
Holy
it
smokes.
whatsoever, and you have all these chemicals that are going
Yeah.
into your body.
Yeah, it's the same like I always say, like if you have 1 pound of butter, it takes 22 pounds of milk to make that 1 pound of butter.
Mm.
So you have the energy of 22 pounds of milk
Yeah.
condensed into that little
Yeah.
piece of butter.
1 pound of butter.
Right, so that's why things that are highly processed are bad for us because it has so much energy
Yeah.
that it's super easy to overeat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Pringles,
Yeah.
chips, they're so easy to overeat
Yeah.
because it's so condensed into a small
Yeah.
thing. Right?
And they do it on purpose so that you get addicted to it, so that you won't.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're a lot of people don't think this, but chips are sugar. Right? Because it's a starch. You take
Which
the
is
starch,
the
you break it
sugar.
down
Yeah.
because of the oil when you cook it.
Yeah.
It turns into sugar. So you have actually simple sugars in chips.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh no, I like the saltiness of chips, right? But it's actually you get the addiction from the sugar.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you have like other salty stuff, it usually it's not that addicting. Right?
Yeah.
Where potato chips are more addicting than say a rice cake, right?
Right.
That's the reason
Exactly.
is because you have the
Yeah.
sugar aspect to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eating from boredom, right? First step of like the boredom is okay. First step is to be mindful of why are you craving, right? And that's like the biggest question you have to ask yourself, especially if you had supper and then like 30 minutes later you're like, I want popcorn.
Why,
Right?
yes.
It's
Why?
not because you're hungry. So you have to kind of think of, okay, when's the last time that I ate? Why am I craving? Eating from boredom is very common, right? Again, it's just a backup basically to keep you busy, right? So like moving your hands and those things, right? The dopamine release too, and the connection to when you were like a kid, right? So if you have, so it's our emotional eating is not necessarily that you're stressed or stuff like that. It could be an emotion that you felt as a kid, so it now is intertwined. So for instance, like if you watch a movie and you had popcorn or chips as a kid, that's the memory. So it's called like a core memory, right?
Yeah.
So if you see people in other cultures that don't do that, they don't have that need of having like a snack during a movie, right? It just doesn't happen. They were maybe watching a movie when they were a kid without any snacks.
Or a bedtime snack.
Yeah,
You know,
bedtime,
that's
Yeah.
part of it.
yeah, bedtime snack.
Mine growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
And you can always train your body out of it too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people now, they don't have breakfast because they train themselves out of that. They're like, yeah, but I'm not hungry in the morning. You trained yourself not to be hungry in the morning because you're not eating in the morning, right? So you can train, and then your body will adapt to whatever you train. It
Right.
just takes a couple weeks to a month. Right? You can train yourself to be hungry in the morning. You just stop eating at nighttime and eat in the morning, and then you'll continue doing that, right? Build a routine around it, and then you'll be hungry in the morning. Right? You'll crave fruits, right? If you can train your body in that way. You're like, oh my God, I want an apple right now. Like, a lot of times that I'm like, I'll be around it. You know what? I'm craving an apple, right? Like a nice, like people sometimes do, yeah, like when you're having fruits or something, like nice fruits, and you're eating it, you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I've
But then-
never experienced that. Not with an apple, but
Not with an apple?
no, with an apple,
Oh,
but
yeah. But maybe like grapes or
Mhm.
kind of a combination of different types of fruits.
chocolate covered strawberries, but
Okay.
something, you know, strawberries, but
Do you know what I
Yeah.
like is raisins in the freezer.
Raisins in the freezer.
Yeah.
really, I've
Yeah.
not heard of that.
Well, and I like the raisins that are like the large raisins that you get.
The sultans,
Sultans.
Well,
the
maybe they're
the
called the
plump,
sultans.
soft.
Yeah, so they're kind of like they don't have necessarily a crunch, but it's a little harder to. It's like a gummy almost, like
That's
you
a good
chew
idea,
it,
actually, yeah. I never thought
and
of
it's like so it's a different sensation than other things. But yeah, I
that.
really
Almost
love
like a
it.
gummy, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a gummy.
Good idea,
It's
yeah.
cold, very sugary. So when I'm looking for a sugary something, and I'm well disciplined at that moment, then maybe that's what I go to. But I
Yeah.
love it, but
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'm great for it. But
Yeah. So again, yeah, you gotta teach yourself too, because if you take away added sugars and things, there's a huge change that happens in the brain and the whole body. But your then you don't actually crave anything sugar, right? So sugar makes you crave sugar, added sugars. Then if you turn it into fruits, then you're gonna start craving more fruits. Like, okay, I want like an apple or nice
Juicy
grapes or a nice, like a cold orange or something on a hot day, right? Instead of going to the sugary things, right? Like it's been a while since I craved fudge. You know what I mean? It's just because if you have that, then you bring your dopamine level to very extreme levels, and then your body wants to get that again, right?
Right.
And that's why you start craving. Like if you stopped having added sugars, and then at some point you had, say, like even honey or maybe syrup to like a lot of it, which again it's easy to overeat because it's condensed. Then your body then
Goes
kind of
back.
triggers back into I crave some sweets. I crave sugar, right?
Okay.
So it's kind of it's an addiction aspect of sugar. Because again, you can get there from eating honey and maple syrup, right? So you have to be very careful of the amount. In maple syrup and honey, it's very easy to overeat, right? Same as like a peanut butter or those things, right? The calorie density it's condensed, right? It's again, having maple syrup, if you're ever seeing the process, they have to evaporate gallons of water to get maple syrup, right? So you're condensing all of that sap basically into a sugar content, right? Same as honey. But the honey, the bees do it, but it's still it's a very condensed process as well. Again, they're natural sweeteners, which again takes away the bleach and the things from sugar. So it's a better option, but it still will bring your blood sugar up pretty rapidly.
And the addiction will kind of
Yes.
because the addiction kind of comes from sugars, right? Like
Yep.
it's
Yeah. So what it does is it triggers your dopamine level to a point where I call it you're outside of your sober mind. So for instance, like if you were to say, go and drink, you usually have cravings of fats and stuff, right? So screw it, let's have a pizza.
right.
Okay, when you're outside of your sober mind, it's the same thing as, okay, if you had sugars, then you're just like, screw it, I deserve it, right? And then you're just gonna have more, right? You can't control yourself, right? If you have something that's really sweet, you have one of it, and then you just kind of like, your brain just triggers something, and then you just want to eat everything around, right? So that you just have to control that. Like, knowing yourself is really important, right? And knowing the limits of it. And then change this too. It's easy. You just kind of need to find another habit to fall back on instead of reaching for a snack, right? So things that bring your dopamine level up too is like a walk in the forest, right? Like if you're in nature and if you exercise is one thing that brings dopamine up as well. That's why it feels so good after exercise. And then if you're in nature, that's your serotonin. And then if you walk with people in nature, then you have oxytocin, so you can get all three. Walking in the forest with people.
Nice.
It's the best thing, right, to do that. But yeah, and it will minimize. Like if you control it, or again, go for a walk or build a puzzle or try maybe a new healthy recipe, prep for the week. Like that's what I mean, where normally the cravings usually come out of boredom. Because if you're focused, right? Like for instance, if you're focused on work, normally you don't have cravings if you're focused on something, right? If you're highly focused, people even forget to drink water, to have food, to use the washroom, right? Because that's when you're focused, right? And then it's usually if you're bored, in the sense of boredom, that's usually when like a craving starts, right? I have lots of time. Let's watch, I don't know, like a movie. Okay, let's have some popcorn, right? Or chips or something like that. So if you keep your mind busy, it doesn't have time to have that craving, right? Or being mindful of when those trigger, right? You got to find your triggers of the craving to know, okay, when do I crave, right? I'm watching a movie, instantly I'm going to crave something, okay? Be mindful of that. Be okay, I'm craving something right now. So then you can maybe change that habit, right? Not having something when you have a movie. Right?
See, I started to crave as soon as I opened my laptop for work. Like, I don't know why, but it seems that, I'm up super early in the mornings and I'll have my breakfast. And that's why I thought I'll switch my breakfast routine, because I didn't eat big breakfasts, like small amounts. I thought, okay, so 10 o'clock when I start work, I think, okay, well then I must be hungry, but I just crave, like, right
Where do you
until
set the
I
laptop?
close. Where do I set the laptop up? In my little home office.
Home office kit.
Yeah. And then, I'm working, and then I set my watch to get up, for 10 minutes every hour, because if not, I would just sit there. But my mind, like, I'm trying to focus on work, but my mind is craving.
And in the home office, do you usually eat in the home office at all?
Yeah. So I will go out and I will prowl and walk and prowl, go outside. And then I'll come back in and rummage through, see what I can find to eat. And, lots of times there's nothing that I want, and then I will settle for an apple or an orange or something, but that doesn't satisfy me. So I'm then back to the cravings, and it's just, then my husband will say, well, do you want me to go get you something from Tim's? And then I will. Sometimes I do break down, but I'll just say, no, I'll work through it. But it's, a constant challenge.
How far away from breakfast was that? Yeah.
Well, I usually have breakfast around, if I'm training here. So it could be anywhere from, 4:30 in the morning to 8:30 in the morning. So it depends,
and when
right?
You open the laptop, like when you go.
I usually about 9:30, and then when I close it down about 7 at night, I do not eat. My cravings stop. Like, I do not eat after 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. So we have like triggers around environments as well. So that's actually a very big point. So for instance, if somebody has, like, you have triggers and through your whole day, right? So for instance, if you go into your kitchen and you always go and snack, when you're in the kitchen, that's a trigger of, okay, we have food. So your body will tell you you're hungry in those triggers. So how do you get rid of that is you only eat at a certain area. Because then someone's driving home, they have triggers because McDonald's is there. Sometimes I stop to McDonald's, I get something. In the morning when I drive to work, there's Tim Hortons there, I'm going to stop for Tim's, right? So all of those, when you get in your car, it triggers you that you're hungry, because in the past we have gone through the drive-thru, right? So your body triggers the whole thing of eating when you're in that environment of when you're craving or if you're hungry, right? Like if it's happened before, okay, this is a good feeling. I like to go get things that have like high sugar or food. So how to stop that is you only eat in a certain area. So for instance, you eat at your dining room table.
Okay.
So whenever you sit at your dining room table, your body knows, okay, it's time to eat. And then that'll eliminate all the other triggers, because you're not going to randomly eat in the kitchen. You're not going to randomly eat with a movie. You're not going to randomly eat, say, like in your home office, or I don't eat in my car. I don't, right? So you, like, if you have someplace at work, go to the break room and that's where you eat.
That is
Right.
genius. I didn't even think of it because I switched jobs and I noticed that I don't eat lunches at work. So I noticed that during like even snacks I'll eat, but I only eat it if I'm hungry at those times.
Mhm.
So, and I did notice that there was a change, but I bet you that's probably what it is because I'm not associating work as eating.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's what it is. Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah. So you have like a location
Yeah.
trigger as well as like a thought, right? So for instance, if you
Yeah.
go into your home office and then you have that trigger, that's why you have that trigger is because you always satisfy, say, that trigger, right, of eating. So
Yeah.
when you open your laptop, that's why your body says, oh, we're hungry because it's a snack time. It
Yeah.
doesn't know that you're opening a laptop to work.
Yeah.
It's just that habit has turned into like craving something to eat because at one point or a couple times you have eaten.
Yeah,
without that
absolutely.
craving, right?
Yeah.
So changing the location, not necessarily you have to change the location of your home office,
Yeah,
right?
but change where I
but
eat.
just change where you eat.
Do
right?
not snack.
Because there's
in my home
hundreds, if not thousands, of triggers of food a day. Like,
Yeah.
and that's a very overwhelming for the body, right? So again, that whole tradition of you're eating at the dinner table, right?
Mm.
Instead of at the TV, right? So a lot of people, what they do is too, for triggers of the TV for food, is you go into your living room for lunch
Yeah, your
or for
meals.
supper, for meals.
Yeah.
So the TV is the trigger to eat, right? That's a lot of the time too, is okay, instead of being at the dining room table, being mindful, stuff like that, you eat in your living room looking at the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go sit down and look at the TV, your body is like, okay, it's time to eat, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
know that we just ate 5 minutes ago, like in
Right.
that sense, right? Like, oh, we must still be hungry.
We're watching
Right,
a
so
movie.
Here's the triggers. Yeah. So again, that's, location.
Flip in Facebook.
Huge one.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because
So-
again, if those in the past, those visual, audio, or environmental triggers has happened in the past, then your brain will be like, oh, okay, it's time to eat, right?
And we
It's the same as if you smell food, right?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
smell food, or if, say, for instance, you eat an apple, and then you're hungrier after you ate the apple than you were before, because your body wasn't giving you it is hungry, but it won't give you the hunger feelings and stuff until after you have food, because then it's like, okay, we have food around us, right? Eat more.
Yes.
So that it doesn't trigger it unless you're in the environment or you ate food.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, we have food here. Perfect. Let's eat some. Right.
Mm.
So yeah, location is very important too. So if you change just the location of where you eat is a very good way of minimizing triggers or cravings.
I'm gonna have to try that. Then.
Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah, I will try that. Yeah.
I believe it would work. I can tell the
It does
difference.
work.
I didn't intend for it to happen, but I can tell that there's a difference.
Yeah.
I'm not as craving at work because like where the office I was in before, I would eat all day long, you know, just graze, and then at my other work, I just don't feel the need, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm really hungry. I need to go have a snack, so I will actually get one. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
and then if you want to know if you're actually hungry as well, is if you drink like if you drink a cold glass of water or even warm,
Yeah.
but the cold works fine really well. So a cold glass of water, if you feel it go all the way down your esophagus and hit your stomach, you're hungry because it's an empty stomach. Like
Okay.
you'll feel the cold water hit your stomach and be like, okay, I'm hungry. If you just ate and you do the same thing, you won't feel it hit your stomach because there's food there, right? So you won't feel it kind of get line. So that's a nice little trick as well, just to kind of make sure that you bar. I mean, if you did eat like, I don't know, half an hour before, it's great. Right?
Yeah.
Think of when you ate as well, right?
Yeah.
But again, there's things too, like if you have just nuts, most likely half an hour to 5 minutes later, you'll be hungry because it doesn't have the fiber, it doesn't have things to fill you up, right? So you're still going to have those hunger pains because it doesn't expand the stomach or it doesn't give you enough volume, right? That's why fruits and vegetables are good because you eat a lot of it and then it expands your stomach and says, okay, we have food here, right? But if you say a little teaspoon of olive oil, obviously that's not going to fill you up, but it's equivalent to a whole plate of cucumbers, right? So then you need to pick kind of a good combination or well-rounded. Restricting to all sugars and fats. That's not smart. So your body needs sugar and it needs fat, right? So carbs was what I mean by sugar. If you cut out, again, all your sugar, a lot of diets are like, okay, let's cut out all sugar, not even fruits, right? Then your body's just going to over crave sugar because you need it. Your brain's going to be foggy. You're not going to be able to think straight because your brain only eats sugar. And then again, same thing is if you reduce all fats in your body, will naturally increase the cravings because it needs the energy from, say, those things, right? Your body needs that. That's why a balanced diet is the best way. Whole foods, because your body needs a very wide range of things, right? Not just eggs all the time. You ever heard of the egg diet? It's crazy. You just eat eggs. You're never going to get sick of eggs, right? That's what diet is. It makes you sick of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then better plan to, again, pick a healthier source of sugar or fats, right? So, like, for instance, like cereals, peanut butter, this one here, Coca-Cola, this has sugar added to it. All of this has sugar added to it. Even like bagels, like I try to get like whole wheat. Even like a Special K, they say like it's healthier, but usually if you look at Special K, it's not like the healthiest options, right? Like an oatmeal, it's healthy. Try to get something that's cornflakes too is not really that healthy because it's just modified corn.
It's all
just
processed.
processed, yeah. Try to get things at least processed, right? So even like barley, or if you have some granola, some natural granolas are good, right? Or oatmeal, right? Oatmeal is one of the most natural ones.
Yeah.
It's literally oatmeal. It's just
Yeah.
steel cut. This means it's cut. It's not processed. It's just cut, right?
The quick oats would be more processed, right? Because of the, like it's quick.
Yeah, the ones, especially the ones in packets, like the ones that come with like maple burnt
Instant,
sugar and stuff.
yeah.
The instant ones not good. The ones that are quicker are better if you get like the big bag has nothing added to it, right? But yeah, like the traditional oatmeal or quick oats is okay as well. It's just kind of cooks a little faster. But for instance, like minute rice or something like Minute Maid rice and stuff, not good because it breaks down that sugar. Breaks down the starch into simple sugars when you eat it, then it absorbs in your body quick. If you get sugars absorbing quick, you get cravings. Even with like white rice and things like that too. Healthy sugars, right? So you're seeing all these here. So like carrots, potatoes, all of those grains too is really, really good, right? Raisins and stuff that are too. Dried fruits, again, same things, kind of reduced. You take away the water, it reduces the volume of it, right? So for instance, if you had like grapes, right? You had a whole handful of grapes, that's a lot. Like 12 grapes in your hand is a lot. If you have 12 raisins, that's one mouthful. You want to go back for more. So just be mindful of, always think of it as natural form, right? Same as like the butter, 22 pounds of milk. Is this over with milk I'm eating?
Wow.
Yeah.
Just think of the natural,
about
like
that.
the original, where did it come from?
Yeah,
Right?
that's right.
Would you drink
Yeah.
that much? Right, so that's why you have a little spread of butter on toast, right? Not a lot, because if you think of it, that would be like a glass of milk.
Right.
Wow.
Think about it; it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thinking things at the most natural form is a really good way too. And again, bad fats, good fats like corn oil versus olive oil. It's just more processed to get corn oil, and then olive oil is just a cold press. You don't have to heat it up. Avocado, beef has a lot of saturated fat. Same with margarine. I mean, it's just not good. Margarine's one ingredient away from plastic because it's,
So wouldn't beef be natural fat though?
it is,
It's
yes.
saturated, but it's natural.
Yep, it is natural. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just has per protein content, it has a very high saturated fats. Saturated fats will be like high in cholesterol, or your visceral fat will increase. So that's like the fat around your organs.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily bad, but like usually with red meats, you would limit it to one time per week.
Mm-hmm.
Like a one kind of meal per week, and then the rest you would want like either like a fish or chicken or tofu or beans or those things because they have less saturated fats, right? Because these days we're eating a lot of trans saturated fats, so almost everything is in there.
They also have this new thing, or not maybe new, like the beef tallow, the tallow skincare. Have you ever heard of that? So it's kind of maybe it's like off topic, but
Okay.
does it do the same thing where you have, I think isn't tallow like fat from beef.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is? So then if you're absorbing it, then it's probably not so good to use on your skin, is it?
Probably not, no. I'm going to check that. I haven't heard people using it as like skincare, but
I actually have it in my purse right now. I know that it's something that I don't know if there's a crave for it now.
okay, yeah.
A big
I'll look
thing.
that up. Because yeah, usually that stuff there, you can even scan that with the Yuka app.
Oh yes. I don't
Oh,
think it has a scanner, but
Is
I
it
can
not?
also
Okay.
look it.
Because like with
But
Yuka,
it's
you
not
can
a
usually
food, it's
scan.
product.
Yeah,
a
it's
skin-
product, so it won't like.
it's skincare. It's
Yeah, it
like
wouldn't absorb into your body the same as eating. That
Okay.
because like any soap is like you need fat to make soap.
right.
It's usually hand in hand, right? So maybe
This
the
guy
way that
to
you
the
put it on your
side,
skin is going to be different than eating it. It just kind of makes it's a good, probably a good moisturizer. For
Yeah.
skin. Yeah, just because it has that fat to it.
I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Good, but I'm just wondering whether or not that would create a problem. Calorie-wise in such body, like I don't know if
But
that
no, it wouldn't absorb like
in the same way.
in the same way. No, the thing that would absorb to the skin is like if you had pesticides, herbicides, those things, those would absorb into your skin. Like if you spray it on. So fruits are the same way. Where if you have like a banana or an apple, you spray with pesticides and stuff, it absorbs into the fruit
Right. Oh,
inside. Right, it's not just you wash the outside; it's gone. A lot of the time, it will absorb inside of the fruit. Right. So that's why like bananas that are organic and bananas that aren't, they have a huge taste difference. Bananas is the one thing I can really taste the difference between organic and non-organic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
organic bananas are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you always see them green, right?
Yeah.
You know the reason?
Why?
It's sprayed them with a ripe banana. So that's why we can buy
Yeah.
bananas that aren't organic from the supermarket. The next day, they're like brown.
Yeah.
Is because they have a spray on them that makes them ripen faster. So if you ever see the banana, always look at the stem. If the stem's green, the whole banana should be green. So
Okay.
you'll know like what, and sometimes even if you buy a supermarket, if it's yellow on the outside, you peel it, you eat it, it tastes like it's not
No,
ready yet.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So always look at the peel because they don't usually spray the stem. So if the stem is green, the inside of the banana is green. You look at organic bananas, if it's yellow, the stem is yellow. So
Oh.
it's the same color all the way up.
Okay.
So it shows you what's sprayed and what's not sprayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you see it, like when you start to see these
Yeah.
things, like,
Yeah.
it's super noticeable. You're like, wow,
It's
obviously. Yeah.
criminal.
It is.
It is.
So-
It's criminal. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't
Yeah.
get it. If I wish I could
criminal.
change it all. Sleep too. So when you're tired, that definitely makes you mindlessly eat, just because you're not going to think about it. Because your body gets energy from sleep. Right? If you have a nice sleep, you have energy. If you don't have good sleep, your body, you're just going to constantly crave the bad stuff because sugar is the thing that gives you energy. It's pure energy. So your body's going to be craving a lot of sugar or bad foods for energy. And you're kind of, again, outside of your sober mind because you're tired. So your body, you're not going to like fight with yourself. You're just gonna be like, oh no, let's not eat that. When you're tired, you're like, give me the gluten. I don't know. Give me like.
No one gets hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just give it to me.
You don't want to prep as much. You're
Exactly,
tired.
yes. Yeah. You're too tired to prep. You're just,
Yeah.
okay, I want to take out, right? So
Yeah.
being mindful of that is very important. So it's all kind of goes down to, again, why I'm eating this right now. So knowing what you are craving is important because it could be your body kind of telling you that you're missing something from what you're eating, right? So for instance, like I said, if you limit the amount of fats or sugars you have, your body's going to start to crave sugars. Like if you just, let's not eat any more carbs, right? Your body's going to be like, what? Another thing too is that if you start to lose, so it's very interesting what the body does. So the body doesn't matter like what size, say you are. If you start to lose weight, your body goes into a panic mode and actually says like, oh my God, let's crave more. You got to get back to that weight. The reason being is because your body needs to be a certain weight. So for instance, if you're at the same weight for years, right?
Yeah.
Or even months, but even like years, that's your default. So your body knows, okay, so before when I was like 250 pounds, okay, 250 pounds, that's the default. If we lose weight, right, your body thinks that you're sick. So it's like, okay, we need to eat to get back up to that. It thinks that you're starving. It thinks that something's wrong. If you lose it quick, that's why that's why we always say like 1 to 2 pounds per week is the way that you want to go. That's why diets don't work, is because you lose too much at once. Your body's like, oh my God, what's going on? It puts all that weight back on and more, because it turns something on in your brain saying, we're sick, we need to get that weight back. So then you're fighting against yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat your brain.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. So that's why you need to, again, just change simple things. 1% a day, right? It still gets you 365% better at the end of the year, right? Which is good. It's 4 times better next year than now. That's phenomenal, right? So, but you need to do it in a slow process. If you try to do it quick, your brain will say, no, there's something wrong, right? You need to. But then it will keep, but like every month or something, I don't know the exact, but like every month or so, your body will keep resetting and be like, okay, this is our weight. We're healthy now. This is right. So then if you lose a little bit at a time, it doesn't set off alarms.
It's kind of sneaky.
Yeah. You want to like kind of trick it. But then yeah, it knows like if you do it slow, right? So it'll be able to, and then you'll get to a point where, okay, this is the weight that my body is good, right? I never thought I would be under 200 pounds, and then now I'm 180.
Nice.
Right. So then, but my body was like, oh yeah, I'll never get under 200 pounds, but I'm comfortable here, and I have been the same weight for 10 years now.
Wow.
So it's right. My body has reset.
Is good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep on gaining a little every year, so it's a problem.
Yeah. So here as well too. So when's the last time I ate? So eating every 2 to 3 hours will help to minimize again nighttime cravings, because your body is satisfied through the day, and then it doesn't need that crazy amount of cravings for high energy at nighttime. If you just had breakfast, you don't eat for the rest of the day, you will crave like crazy, because you need a certain amount of calories, your BMR, basal metabolic rate. That say 1,400 calories. If you only eat 1,000 calories in a day, at nighttime your body is going to crave 400 more calories, and you're going to get it in the quickest way possible, which is always chips, popcorn. Oh my God, I want nachos and cheese, right? So it'll crave those things because of that. All right, so just eating, making sure that you're getting in enough through the day, and that's why it's good to kind of track in calories, or even just food, right? You don't necessarily have to track calories. I'm not really all in favor for counting calories, but making sure you're getting enough food through the day will minimize a lot of nighttime cravings, right? Unless it's a trigger, but again, it will reduce it quite a bit. Like that's the biggest thing to take away for craving. Do that, making sure you have enough nutrients, balanced meals through the day, right? Because again, if you eat less, you will crave more, and then you'll get more calories at the end of the day. And stress. So normally our stress levels goes up. Our body needs kind of relief, right? So we use dopamine in the brain, kind of a feel-good chemical in our brain, like dopamine, just to make sure that you reduce those stress levels. So same things like breathing exercises also reduces stress levels. Breathing is actually a very important thing. So box breathing is important, like breathing in your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, exhale all the air out. 4 seconds, you do that 3 times if you're stressed. It will reduce stress like crazy. Yeah.
I know this all works, but sometimes I have a hard time getting there. That's the problem I find.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Just to remind myself, okay, this is what you should do when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Yeah. So wherever you feel overwhelmed or stressed, have a sticky note
Yeah.
as a reminder.
Yeah.
There's even like if you have like a smartwatch or the phone. With the smartwatch, if your heartbeat, if you're sitting there like you're resting, and your heartbeat goes up, actually it contracts your stress level, and then it will vibrate and be like, do a breathing exercise. Right? So there's little reminders like that. Right?
Yeah, I've never had a smartphone or a smartwatch.
Yeah, but even just like a sticky note, like I said, that works as well, right? Just be like, okay, but put it in that. Again, there's
area,
same thing. Areas can trigger stress as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah, at work you can almost instantly become stressed. Depending on your work, depending on you go home, that could be a trigger for stress, right?
For sure.
There's triggers for stress for sure. Yeah. Some people get into a car and they get stressed because there's like, oh my God, I didn't drive.
Yeah.
The time of day could stress you out, right? 5 p.m. trying to drive with you. That could be a trigger for stress, right?
Yeah.
So instead of doing that, maybe go somewhere, relax, wait it out for an hour, and then maybe wait and try it at 6. I come to a class. I don't know. We should also use techniques like meditation, exercise to deal with the rising stress level, right? Exercise is very good, it really reduces that, but even meditation again does not mean like meditation can be also something that you do that time flies by. Could be knitting, could be anything, right? Kind of like a habit or a hobby that you had as a kid, or even now, right? Like if you, some people crochet, some people sew, those things would stress me out. Some people do puzzles, right? Puzzles stress me out.
Yeah,
I don't do puzzles because I don't know why, but puzzles trigger me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I used to play with Lego. I can't do puzzles. So just finding what's the thing that, again, if time is flying by and you don't notice it, and you don't crave, and you don't think of anything else, that's a good meditation. So I'm trying to find that thing. And then emotional eating, like I said, so you feel guilty, powerless over food. Sometimes something happens to upset you. You feel overwhelmed, and you want to eat, and then you eat more than you should. Then you know that you should. And then you feel right, so it's usually a very vicious cycle, right? So it's kind of hard to break that cycle sometimes. But again, hopefully the things I told you today, like the triggers, the area that you're at, so common emotional triggers would be again, stress, anxiety, sadness, grief, boredom or restlessness, frustration, anger, habitual cues as well, like I was saying, the environment, and then key signs. So craving specific comfort foods, right? So for instance, if you feel that you're hungry and then you think of like, oh, eating raw broccoli, right? If you're like, I don't want that, right? Usually a craving, right? Because if you're hungry, you're going to eat anything.
Right.
If someone gives you like raw cauliflower, you're going to eat it, right? Again, that's hunger, right? But I find we feel cravings a lot more than hunger because we have food ready available, right?
Yeah.
For all that. And then eating when you're not physically hungry. And then feeling guilty or regret after eating. That's a big one. Like I eat chips and you feel regret. You are hungry, right? So obviously that was so writing those down or just taking a note even in your brain, just being like, okay. Yeah, I feel that. Any questions? I know there's questions throughout. I always like to have the interaction.
This makes you feel better.
Yeah. There's good points in there that I feel like go home with, like
Yeah, and usually, there's a lot of it in there
This
too.
is like a little.
So in
reminder.
the handout as well, right? So again, having the feeling, but there's even some exercises here. So like tracking your mood and food intake is important, right? So like, okay, mood. So Monday, my mood is this. Okay, hunger rate, trigger rate. So going through this before you have a snack, then it just makes you realize, oh, okay, I'm stressed. That's why I'm eating, or I'm not hungry.
It's an equation.
Yeah. And then there's another thing to. Yeah, I'll give you another handout. Let's keep this here.
Yes, it does help.
Yeah.
It all helps.
Yeah.
There's
Just
a
like
lot to
remember-
it. You wouldn't think, but there's so much to it.
Yeah.
There's so much.
And the social part of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
the
caught
culture.
up. We get caught up in it. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, when I used to work, it was they have food there all the time.
Yeah, and even if you go to
Bad food.
one thing that I
Okay,
noticed.
days or whatever.
One thing that I noticed too is like if you, so for instance, like I have a birthday party or something, and then people are handing out cake, and I'm like, no, I don't want any cake. Everyone was like, you gotta have cake.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're disrespecting the person.
I know.
I'm like, no, I don't want cake.
I'll have a balloon instead.
Yeah.
And then again, that kind of comes back to the whole other issue of like obligations.
Yeah.
Like, so
Which is not right.
No.
It's not right.
it's not. But again, it's built into
It
our
is.
culture,
Our
right? It is.
culture.
It is. Like,
That's
it's
right.
a hard thing, and that I had to go through as well. Right? I had to go through the whole culture thing. It was like saying, no, I have birthday parties, I don't want cake.
Yeah.
And then you just do it a couple times, people know not to give you cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they should, as a host, they should offer other
Yes.
options. Like
100%.
you've got carrot sticks, or you've got,
Yeah.
even alcohol. Not everybody wants to drink.
Oh yeah. That's another big thing
And
sometimes.
Yeah. Peer pressure, right? Again, the selfishness is what I'm talking about. So selfishness is actually a very good thing.
Yeah.
Like saying no, or I don't want that, right?
Yeah.
Knowing what you want
Yeah.
and what you don't want
Yeah.
is very big, because a lot of people these days, they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
Or
True.
because they usually piggyback off of somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? If you have somebody strong in, say, a relationship or even in your family, then you're kind of always following that person because they're making the decisions, right? But even saying, no, I don't want to do that, right? That's good. That's selfish. That's a good selfish. Like, I know I don't want to do that. Can we do this? Again, giving and taking, right? So,
Yeah.
right. Sometimes we'll do this because you like it. Sometimes we'll do this because I like it, right? But not always on one side.
Yeah.
It shouldn't always be the one-sided kind of doing it. So
Yeah.
same with like cake, right? Then you need a healthy one, and instead of cake, have like a pie or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, options for people.
Well, the social aspect is pretty hard too, because if you don't
I would
have
say
to,
that's
they
one of
look
the-
at you in
Yes.
a way that you're
insulting them.
insulting them, or you're not feeling like you're part of the pack. It's like, well, you're
So,
the only
but-
one that doesn't want it. Like,
Yeah, but they need to get over it.
yes,
They
absolutely.
need to get over
Yeah.
it.
No,
Not
it's
you,
their problem.
But
yeah.
they need to get over
That's
it.
right. Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
opting, no.
Yeah.
It's either yes or no.
Exactly.
I'm choosing no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then-
But
and
again,
it's-
like you can't think of like, oh, you're upsetting that person. Like it's completely their
It is.
issue or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
it
yeah,
is.
you want to please them.
Yeah.
Right? I get that
Yeah.
aspect, but
yeah.
there's a point where you just have to be like, I don't want this, and you have to
Yeah.
respect them.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Because again, if they said it, you would respect them, right? It goes again, same thing, goes both
Yeah.
ways, right?
Yeah.
If you offer them something healthy and they're like, no, I don't want that, I want the cake.
Yeah.
You also have to respect that
That's right.
Yeah.
decision, right?
Yeah. Fill your boots. Have some more cake.
And maybe
Yeah.
they do like your decision. It's just that maybe they're feeling
'Cause that one decision-
because they're not making them.
Exactly. Like if you did that at a birthday party and then you're like, no, I want cake. Maybe you actually just got somebody else to be like, you know what? I don't want cake either.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like
maybe
that's
they're
right.
having
Stand
it
for
as
yourself.
habit,
You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
right? So those decisions or those aspects actually might help somebody else be like,
That's right. They might
Yeah.
look at you and
that's
think,
a good idea.
How
Wow.
strong can you be?
yeah,
And
gee, this
inspiring.
That's an
He's
that's an
enough.
inspiration, right? Like it's cool. You can inspire other people.
yeah, and it can turn the other way.
Yeah.
So
And then the next birthday party, maybe you all make a cake together that's healthy.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
There you
Or,
go.
Yeah. That's cool, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And amen. Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
thank you, Jen. Well, this was another great one.
Thank you very much.